Hi everybody, this is the baseball head, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion, your host, Hunter. Welcome back to the baseball head. Hopefully you like this video. And of course, we have a trade. It's not a major trade, but it's a trade the Mets have made. I say made yesterday, kind of went under the radar. Busy yesterday, doing my taxes. Just know where that goes. It's right in the government's pocket. Not my pocket, which is all my money. It should be staying in my pocket. But anyway, Mets made a trade yesterday. It's from SI.com. New York Mets trade Rule 5 draft selection to the Seattle Mariners. Now, keep in mind the Mets played today. They played the last game against the Yankees today. Mets had 3 home runs in the game. And, of course, Brandon Nimmo hit a home run. Pete Alonso hit a home run. Who the hell is the other guy that hit a home run today? The hell's wrong with me? Look, the Mets are going to, those home runs don't count, but it was interesting to see Brandon hit a home run in the game because he hasn't played much, and he had 5 at-bats, crushed that ball for former Met prospect. But, of course, the Mets said a little while ago they don't know who's going to be the last pitcher in the back of the bullpen yet. It's either going to be Max Kranick or Brazoban, you know. So it's going to depend. And, of course, the Mets have Paul Blackburn in the bullpen as well. He'll be the 6th starter in a couple of weeks as we get into the season when they start playing back-to-back games and when the season really gets going. So, but the Mets made trade yesterday. Mets have traded pitcher Michael Hobbs. Also, I mentioned, too, before we get it, I know you want to see the video on the trade. Mets have not decided what to do with Acuna and Brett Baty yet. So I did the kind of waiting it out, and I kind of mentioned it during the game. During the broadcast, the Mets are kind of waiting to see what the waiver wire is, to see maybe they bring in somebody. I don't think they're too happy with Acuna. I think it's more him than it is Baty. Acuna's attitude this spring has been a little off. He's not, the sense of urgency in the games are not. I mean, if your leader Francisco Lindor is talking about it, when a major league player is coming out talking about it, that means it's an issue. A message is being sent not only from the player's point of view, but also from the front office. But let me get to the article. The Mets have traded pitcher Michael Hobbs when they selected in the minor league phase of the Rule 5 draft to the Mariners. We hardly knew ye, Michael Hobbs. The Mets lost several prospects in December's Rule 5 draft, and they had just one. However, their lone addition this time with the organization has already come to an end. On Saturday, Will Salmon of The Athletic reported that the Mets had agreed to trade right-handed pitcher Michael Hobbs to the Mariners in exchange for cash considerations. Hobbs had been selected by New York from the Los Angeles Dodgers in the minor league phase of the 2024 Rule 5 draft. Wasn't that interesting? Unlike players chosen in the major league phase, minor league selections like Hobbs are not subject to the same roster restrictions. Major league picks cost $100,000 and must remain on the 26-man roster or the 60-day injured list throughout the season. If removed from the big league roster, the player cannot be sent to the minors without first clearing waivers and being offered back to his original organization for $50,000, half of the draft price. In contrast, well, it doesn't matter. All he knows is that he's not here, okay? Now, he did pitch well for the Dodgers for the last few years, and I guess he was kind of running out of options, and he's 25 years old. And he'll go to Seattle. Let's get the one guy. Like I said many times, best thing about money is money doesn't walk the bases loaded, and money doesn't strike out with the bases loaded. And like that. In recent weeks, the Mets have optioned several veteran pitchers, the AAA, Chris Davinsky, Genesis Cabrera, Jose Urena, who had an option to leave. He stayed with the Mets. Austin Warren and Sean Reed Foley. New York's Major League bullpen features Edwin Diaz, Ryan Stanek, A.J. Minter, and Daniel News, who's not going to be ready for the season. He'll be on the IL, but he's going to get a lot of time in AAA. Also, before I forget, Alexander Canario is on the bubble. He's had a pretty decent spring with the Mets, but he's out of options. So keep an eye on him. Possibly he might be one of these guys that gets traded, or possibly the Mets go with a 6th outfielder with him coming up north. We'll see. Really, I think Brett Baty's pretty much going to be on this roster. It's all going to come down to Acuna. how the Mets feel about him. If they're not happy with him in terms of his attitude, they'll send him back to AAA. But the talk about him of last year or so has been that he doesn't feel motivated in AAA. And he didn't seem motivated during spring training this month. So I don't know how they look at him. He doesn't come across as a bad kid, but you never know how people are when they're behind the scenes. But we'll keep an eye on those things. And of course, Thursday we start the season in Houston, 4 p.m. And of course, the Mets and the Astros had their schedule changed, so the Mets will be playing Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I thought they were going to be off on Friday. No, they changed it. It's going to be on Apple TV, Apple Plus, and then they're going to be on Fox on Saturday. No game Sunday. They mentioned that in the broadcast today. But not too happy about the fact they're going to be on Apple Plus. But anyway, but that's the future of Major League Sports, is that Major League Baseball and all these other sports entertainment situations, the NFL, the NBA, NHL, they're all going to go onto streaming services. They really are. You're going to see it, and you're starting to see it now. We already kind of saw with the wrestling that they've gone to Netflix, and that's what's going to happen with some of these leagues. But anyway, thank you for watching this video. I'll keep you up to date over the next couple of days on what's going on with the Mets in terms of the roster. Can't wait for the season to start. And of course, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.